Why do you care so much about what others think? Why does one harsh comment on social media echo in your head for days? Why do you collapse under stress while others seem unshakable? Be honest, how many times have you lost sleep replaying a conversation, wishing you had said something different? How often do you avoid risks because you're terrified of failing in front of others? And how many times have you let fear of judgment stop you from living the life you actually want? Here's the brutal truth: life will not protect you. People will betray you. Death will come for you. Fortune will rise and fall, and the world will not stop spinning just because you're hurt. The Stoics knew this. They asked the same questions. And instead of crumbling, they found answers that turned suffering into strength, chaos into clarity. So I ask you one final question. Do you want to stay fragile, or will you learn the brutal Stoic truths that make you emotionally untouchable? For most people, life feels like a constant battle with emotions they can't control. Anger rises like fire, anxiety clings like chains, sadness strikes like a storm. And instead of mastering these emotions, we let them master us. We search for comfort, distraction, validation, anything to numb the struggle. But the Stoics knew a different way. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus weren't superhuman. They felt pain, loss, and fear like we do. The difference? They faced reality without illusions. They embraced the harsh truths most of us run from. They understood that the path to inner strength runs straight through discomfort, not around it. This is why the Stoics remain timeless. Their lessons aren't motivational slogans or quick fixes. They are brutal truths, truths that sting, but also liberate. When you accept them, you stop breaking under life's weight. You stop being controlled by what you can't control. You become untouchable. Today, we'll uncover 9 such Stoic truths. Harsh, yes. But if you let them, they will change your life. Brutal Stoic truth number 1. You control nothing but your mind. The first brutal truth is also the most liberating. You control almost nothing in life. Not your reputation, not the economy, not whether people love or betray you. Storms will come, people will disappoint, fortune will rise and fall. The Stoics taught that the only thing you truly own is your mind, your judgments, your choices, your attitude. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. If you tie your happiness to what others do, say, or think, you will always be a slave. But when you anchor yourself in what you can control, your thoughts, your discipline, your response, you become free. Life is chaos. But the mind, trained in Stoic discipline, becomes unshakable. That's where true power lies. Brutal Stoic truth number 2. Life owes you nothing. We live as if the universe should be fair, as if we deserve rewards for our effort and kindness. But the Stoics were clear: life owes you nothing. Fortune is blind. Good people suffer. Hard workers fail. The world does not hand out justice like a balanced scale. Seneca warned, expecting the world to treat you fairly because you are a good person is like expecting a bull not to charge because you are a vegetarian. Harsh, yes, but freeing. When you stop expecting fairness, you stop being crushed by disappointment. You learn to work without entitlement, to love without conditions, to endure without self-pity. Life isn't fair, but that doesn't mean you give up. It means you rise above the unfairness with courage, discipline, and inner strength. That's the Stoic advantage. Brutal Stoic truth number 3, you will die sooner than you think. We live as if time is infinite, postponing dreams, avoiding hard choices, wasting days on trivial distractions. But the Stoics constantly reminded themselves of a brutal fact: you are going to die, and probably sooner than you expect. Marcus Aurelius urged, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. This isn't meant to scare you, it's meant to wake you up. Death is the ultimate deadline. It strips away excuses and forces you to confront what actually matters. Every wasted hour scrolling, every grudge you carry, every fear of what others think, that's life slipping through your fingers. The Stoic who remembers death doesn't waste time. They act. They speak truth. They live with urgency. Memento mori, remember you must die. And because of that, you must truly live. Brutal Stoic truth number 4, most of what you fear will never happen. Your mind is a liar. It invents horrors, magnifies problems, and replays worst-case scenarios like a broken record. Seneca observed, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. The brutal truth? Most of the things you lose sleep over will never happen. Think about it. The rejection you feared, the disaster you imagined, the humiliation you dreaded, 9 times out of 10, none of it comes true. And even when it does, it's rarely as bad as you thought. Fear is just a tax you pay on problems you don't even have yet. The Stoic response? Face reality, not fantasy. Prepare wisely, but refuse to live in chains of imaginary suffering. By mastering your mind, you strip fear of its power. And when fear dies, courage takes its place. Brutal Stoic truth number 5. You can't control people, only your reactions. One of life's hardest lessons is realizing you can't control others. Not their opinions, not their behavior, not even whether they treat you fairly. Epictetus put it bluntly, some things are in our control and others not. Most people waste years trying to bend the world to their will, arguing, begging, manipulating, only to end up bitter and exhausted. The Stoics knew better. The only thing that truly belongs to you is your response, your thoughts, your words, your actions. Everything else? It's outside your power. This brutal truth frees you. When you stop expecting others to change, their behavior loses its grip on you. You stop chasing approval, stop fearing rejection, stop being enslaved to moods and tempers. Control yourself, and suddenly, nothing external can shake your inner calm. Brutal Stoic truth number 6. Comfort is slowly killing you. Modern life seduces us with ease, soft beds, endless entertainment, instant gratification. But the Stoics warned, too much comfort breeds weakness. Seneca advised practicing poverty, eating little, wearing rough clothes, just to remind yourself you can survive without luxury. Why? Because struggle sharpens the mind and hardens the spirit. Comfort, on the other hand, dulls it. Every time you avoid discomfort, you trade resilience for fragility. You become soft, anxious, and dependent on circumstances always being perfect. The brutal truth? If you want strength, you must embrace discomfort. Voluntary hardship, cold showers, fasting, exercise, silence, trains your soul to endure life's storms. When real challenges hit, you won't break, because you've already trained to live without ease. Comfort makes you fragile. Discomfort makes you untouchable. Brutal Stoic truth number 7, you will be forgotten. Most people obsess over legacy, recognition, and being remembered. But Marcus Aurelius shattered this illusion. All is ephemeral, fame and the famous as well. Even the greatest emperors, kings, and warriors are reduced to dust, their names fading into obscurity. The brutal truth? In a few generations, no one will remember your struggles, your victories, or your failures. And that's liberating. Why? Because it means you don't need to live for applause. You don't need to impress strangers or sacrifice peace of mind for reputation. When you accept that you'll be forgotten, you're free to live for what matters now, virtue, inner peace, and purpose. Legacy is an illusion. Presence is reality. Live well in this moment, and you've already won. Brutal Stoic truth number 8. The world owes you nothing. One of the hardest truths to swallow. No one owes you a thing. Not love, not respect, not opportunities. Life is indifferent. As Epictetus taught, expectation is the root of misery. The moment you believe the world should treat you a certain way, you've already chained yourself to disappointment. The Stoics saw entitlement as poison. Instead, they focused on responsibility, on what you can give rather than what you can get. By dropping entitlement, you free yourself from bitterness and resentment. The brutal truth? Stop waiting for the world to hand you fairness, recognition, or kindness. Start cultivating your own strength, your own virtue, your own discipline. When you owe nothing and expect nothing, no one can touch you emotionally. You become unshakable. Brutal Stoic truth number 9. You control only your own actions. Here's a Stoic truth that will free you more than any motivational speech. You cannot control others, only yourself. Every insult, criticism, or act of betrayal is beyond your command, but how you respond is entirely within your power. Epictetus, once a slave, put it bluntly, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You can spend your life trying to influence opinions, force outcomes, or change people. Or you can focus on mastering your thoughts, words, and actions. The moment you embrace this truth, emotional freedom begins. Anxiety over judgment disappears. You stop chasing approval. You stop overthinking what others might say or do. Every choice becomes deliberate, intentional, and rooted in virtue. Remember, the world is chaotic and unpredictable, but your mind, your principles, and your responses are yours alone. That is untouchable power. Life will never be easy. People will judge, situations will hurt, and chaos will strike without warning. But here's the truth, you are not at the mercy of the world, you are at the helm of your mind. The 9 Stoic truths aren't just lessons, they are shields. They train you to stand firm when criticism hits, to remain calm when chaos reigns, and to act with clarity when emotions threaten to control you. Each truth is a reminder, The only opinions that matter are your own, the only battles that define you are the ones you choose, and the only power worth having is mastery over yourself. Take these truths, practice them daily, and you will become emotionally untouchable. Life will still test you, but you will no longer break. You will rise above, unshakable, unstoppable, free. Now it's your turn. Knowledge without action is useless. Ask yourself, will you keep living at the mercy of every insult, every judgment, every opinion, or will you step into true emotional freedom? Right here, right now, make a choice. Like this video, not for me, but for yourself. Let it be a promise that you're done giving your power away. A comment below, which Stoic truth hit you the hardest? Which one will you start living today? Write it down. Make it real. Share this video with someone trapped by fear, criticism, or overthinking. Be the spark that sets them free. Subscribe, because this journey isn't a one-time lesson. It's a lifelong practice of strength, clarity, and unshakable confidence. Remember, the opinions of others do not define you. Your actions, your principles, your mind define you. Step into your power. Be untouchable.